Have you guys ever seen the GG this dirty? So now that the whole car is finally washed, it was disgusting. We finally got a new cluster, not a new cluster, but a used cluster. So we're gonna go ahead and switch this cluster into the GG EVO. And if you guys haven't seen what happened last video, we almost burned the EVO down with an issue we had in the back end. What's crazy about this cluster is I got this cluster and it has 160,000 miles, and my car, the cluster that it has now, I think has 162 or 163, which at least it stays true to the mileage that the car has. So that's why I went ahead and got this cluster itself. Shout out to Tay Used Auto Parts for having this cluster sent to me like in literally 2 days. So let me go ahead and swap this over. I already showed you guys more or less how to remove this, but I'll go over it again. There's like a couple of bolts here and there, but it's super easy to remove this. Let's just go ahead and swap it, and then maybe drive the car and see if everything's good with the gauge, make sure that our temperature readings are correct, and hopefully this solves our issue.
For someone to save, I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while.
So here we have both clusters side by side. And as you can see, this is the one that we burned that circuit board behind this. So this is the new one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace these bulbs that we got brand new for this one. I'm gonna put it on this one, that way we have brand new bulbs. And like I said, this should fix our issues. Hopefully everything goes well. I just gotta change these 3 bulbs and then we'll go ahead and try it.
I wish you all the best I can, and I stop myself for a while.
Cluster is officially on and it works. Turns on. Let's go. Everything so far is good. Let's go ahead and start the car. So it does have 160K miles, which is exactly what the listing said. It's lighting up pretty good. Fuel levels are good. And now let's see the temp gauge. I'm gonna go ahead and take the car out for a drive. Gonna pay attention for it. I'm gonna drive it for like 30 minutes and see what happens with this mysterious temp gauge. Let's see what happens. now that the GG is back to normal, the situation and the issue was indeed the cluster. So now with that new cluster, we are good to go. The temperatures are perfect, no issues whatsoever. Now let's get into the JDM EVO, which has a leaking transfer case again. And it's the axle, this time it's not the seal. Something has to be going on with this axle, so I'm gonna check to see what's going on. Decided to be a part of the video. Mr. Luke is huge now, as you guys can see. He's not that little puppy that he was before. Luke, in the video, say hi to the camera. So before I go ahead and remove the axle completely out, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what's going on down here. The axle, or the transfer case, you could say, is leaking once again. And now this is not normal whatsoever. So if I pull this axle out right now and it comes out without me having to pull on it, that means that it's not snapping in, or it's too short, or something's going on with the snap ring on this side, the transfer case side. Now let's see if this axle comes out easy. It's something to do with the axle. So let me see. Alright, so axle's out. Now let's see if this just comes out with me pulling. Yeah, you see it didn't require no strength whatsoever for me to pull on it. So something's going on here. Something is going on here. Let's see what we can find out. Now this is exactly the same situation we had when we bought the car. The transfer case was leaking, and we changed the transfer case seal, thinking it was that, but in reality, I think it's the actual axle. So I have an OEM axle from my GG EVO for this exact same side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it and compare it to an OEM one and see if there's any little difference whatsoever. And there has to be a difference in maybe size, length, maybe. Yes, 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 and yes. Bingo. I'm sorry, that sounded so weird, but I'm so excited to find out what the current issue is, and this is exactly our issue right here. Wow. I don't know, I feel good. This is so weird. I literally get excited when you find out what an issue is, like right away. Usually, you guys know how cars are, they're never like that, so I'm so happy right now. So happy because it was blowing my mind. So let me show you guys. I know I'm like over here talking. OEM, literally OEM, from the GG EVO. Side to side, this seems pretty good, but then once you get to this side, look at the difference in length. OEM, and this is the aftermarket one that they installed, it's short. So it's short by a lot, like almost more than ½ inch. And even here, like this is where the hub is sitting, and then look at where the hub is sitting on the OEM one. So, I'm so happy right now, so happy. So what we're going to do is, the reason I took this one off the GG is because the boot was leaking, and I had another one laying when I first bought the GG EVO. It came with an aftermarket axle. The guy already knew that this was leaking, so he gave me this one. And this one has worked for the EVO, 400 horsepower EVO, and it hasn't gave me any issues. So what I'm gonna do is, I know that this boot is leaking. I'm gonna see if I could get a boot locally. Hopefully I could get one in AutoZone, Advance, or Napa. If I cannot get one, I will have to buy this online, wait for it to get here. So hopefully tomorrow I could get a boot. I just have to switch this boot right here. This one, it's good, no leaks or no breaks whatsoever. I know the one that was leaking was this one. Let me see if I can find the hole. I think it's there. I know it's somewhere around here. So this one's leaking. So yeah, there goes our issue. Super happy. I am not sure if I'm gonna end this video right here, because if I do get a boot, then you guys will see it later on. Let's see if I could get a boot. If I can't get a boot, then the video is gonna end here. So I think I am gonna go ahead and end the video there. At least now both EVOs, the red one and the GG one, we know what the problem is with this one, and we finally fixed the GG one, which was driving me crazy with the whole heating situation or whatever. I hope this video was informative. If you guys liked it or found any valuable information, it will mean the world to me if you guys could subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the channel out. It helps the channel grow. Sorry that I haven't been as active as always. There's always one video a week. I've been super busy with my personal job, working almost 70 hours a week, which is crazy, and I'm not even lying. The fact that I'm doing this right now, I'm super exhausted. I just got home from work and I'm doing this, so sorry about that. September 1st, I finished working so many hours, and I'll be back to fully uploading, fully committed to creating content on Instagram, YouTube, and all of that. I'll still work on my other job, but I'll work a little bit less than now. 70 hours is a lot of hours a week. You guys can only imagine, not even a day off right now, which is crazy. Anyways, like I said, hope this information was valuable. Hope the video helped you in some shape or form. I'm gonna go ahead and make a video on how to fix a broken boot on your axle. That's why I wanna separate the video. But like always, keep grinding, stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next one.